Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, we're on my cell phone because I couldn't get this to work, so I don't know if anyone's gonna show up. I'm gonna try and pull up my chat here real quick. I'm Denali, and this is my friend Lily.
Hi.
So I apologize if you're in my other live right now. We're gonna.
5 people.
Yeah. Do you want to comment and say we started another live? Hi Valerie, how's it going? Okay, so we got one person here. I think there's a few people in here now. Okay, yeah, Denali and Lily Pulitzer. Okay, so we're a little frazzled because we've just spent the last 10 minutes scrambling, and the whole time we kept saying to ourselves, we should have done this 10 minutes ago, because she's been here since like 12:20 or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, and we've been like talking about the things that we want to talk about. I keep looking here, and I need to look here. I know. Sorry, I apologize in advance because we just weren't planning on doing this from my phone. So this is done from my phone. Hello everyone, thank you for showing up. Okay, so without further ado, thank you so much for waiting patiently. I appreciate that. Again, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, me too, I keep forgetting.
Thank you for waiting. And like I said, I'm Denali. This is Lily. We're both full-time resellers. We sell on eBay, Poshmark. Lily just started a YouTube channel. If you're not currently subscribed to it, please go ahead and do that. I'll put it in the description later. I'm sorry, I had it in the original description, but
that's gone.
That's gone. That's done with now. So Lily and I, we were like talking last week or the week before about like content she could be doing for her YouTube channel. And so one of the things that I had said that would be fun or interesting for people to hear about is her experience working as at a buy-sell trade store. So if you're not familiar what a buy-sell trade store is, or if that you're like, what does that term mean? Those are places like Buffalo Exchange, Clothes Mentor, Plato's Closet. What are other ones?
Crossroads
Trading. Other ones?
Yeah.
There's probably lots of other ones, but anyways, you can.
My Sister's Closet, is that one?
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Oh my gosh.
Is that here?
No, it's in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's in My Sister's Closet and My Sister's
I mean, there's
Attic.
probably like smaller ones, you know, that are independently owned or whatever, but those are like the big franchises that we can think about.
Mind.
Yeah, so anyways, you can take your clothes there, you can sell them. Some of them give you, most of them probably give like store credit, and
I think most of them do cash. I think there's options.
Cash, credit,
ones.
yes. Because some of them will give you like, $90 cash or $100 credit. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, that's what a buy-sell trade store is. And Lily started out her reselling career kind of doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess without further ado, my first question for Lily, or thing for her to do, is tell everyone a little bit about, well, tell everyone who you are right now.
My name is Lily. My @name on everything is currently Lily. I'm a full-time college student. My degree is in visual communications. I do Poshmark full-time, and I'm getting into eBay, trying to learn. It's a whole new world, a lot more details. Yeah, I have been technically on Poshmark since 2013, but I think at that point in time I was 14 when I downloaded the app.
Oh my gosh,
15.
wow.
I didn't do it. I didn't go on it.
Wait, what year was that?
2013.
2013,
So
okay.
what year is it now? 2019?
Yeah.
So minus 7 years? No. How many years ago? 6 years.
6 years ago.
So how old am I? 20. So I was 14. Math's not my friend. I was 14. I don't think I used it for like 2 or 3 years. And then in 2016, I sold my own stuff. And then it kind of just grew from there. And then last year, or a couple months ago, in the last year, is when I realized I could make money and sell.
So in the last year, so it was just in the last year that you started reselling?
A couple months before April, because
of 2017?
Yeah, because I bought my Posh Fest ticket, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll do this full time.
That's crazy. If anybody went to Posh Fest, you may or may not recognize Lily. She spoke on stage. She had like her own breakout session, which was really cool.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And she spoke for 20 minutes, which would have made me sick. Hi, Hillary.
It did.
Yeah, that would have made me sick. And I'm a terrible person. I didn't show up to it because I slept in, but they gave her an early morning session.
Yeah, it was at 9:50.
Yeah, so, and she actually spoke on a really cool topic that you probably should do a video on, which was photography. If you haven't seen Lily's closet. You should go check it out.
Yeah.
It's different than mine, and everybody's is different, obviously. But hers is very styled.
Yeah, it's very like.
She models all
Yeah.
of her own pieces, which is really cool, and takes them in her bedroom mirror, which is kind of fun.
I know. I always get questions like, "Where do you take your pictures?" And I'm like, "In my room." Like, I don't have this. Like, people have these super cool studios and everything, and they're like, "Oh, I love like how you put the mirror here," and I'm like, "It's where my mirror is." Like,
Right.
there's
And you
no
barely
thought
use
that goes
lighting,
into
right?
it. No, I don't. Unless it's like, I don't like to because you can see it in the mirror, so I'm like,
Yeah.
But I do it every once in a while. But I choose my window.
Fabulous. Cool. Okay, so then tell us about your time working at a buy-sell trade store, and when you started there, how long you were there, what were tasks that you started out doing, and how did it progress? And try not to be distracted because I'm going to pull up the chat while we're doing this.
Okay, so I worked at a buy-sell trade store when I was 17 for, I think, a little less than a year, probably around 8 months. I was hired as just like a sales associate, like a floor worker. So we did everything. There were different levels, like you had to be trained and everything, obviously. So you started just by like talking to the people who would come in, like organizing, cleaning, and then you moved up to like dressing rooms. And then you moved on to like being the cashier, and then you moved on to, oh, there's me. Oh, that was weird. And then you moved on to like buying and so on and so forth. So I did cashier for a long time and buying for a long time. And I was trained all the way through buying, but I never took the certificate test or finished that because I moved on to just be the social media manager. So all I did was their Instagram, which was very cool. So I took all their pictures and found all the clothes, edited all the pictures, so on and so forth. I did that for about 5 months, the majority of the time that I worked there. And it was really cool. It was something that like I never had done before, except for in my own personal Instagram journey. So I had a lot of fun doing that, and that was definitely my favorite part of working there. And it was cool. So when you do the buying, as I said, you have to get a certificate and be trained, which I don't think a lot of people know. I didn't know.
Wait. So now I'm popping back in. I got the chat figured out. So certificate. What is the certificate?
You have to take a test.
This sounds very official for a buy-sell trade store.
It was. I don't know if they all do that, but you have to you do like however long of training. You get a really thick packet of information on clothing, what to buy, what not to buy. And after you like study that and practice, there's a folding technique. There's like a lot that goes into it.
Is it like the folding technique that it's just regular retail stores have?
No.
So it's not like the Gap where you just like fold stuff?
It's different. I don't have anything to do it. I don't really remember it, but you like fold it in a way that what's on top is like the neckline and the tag, and then you like place it flat into somewhere, and then they all get stacked. So when the person goes in to tag the item, the tag is on top.
So you're doing it for purposes for when it hits the back room and somebody's sorting through it. Because I was going to say the buy-sell trade stores that I'm used to, everything's hung.
Yeah. When it's tagged, before it gets out, they have to order, and then it's thrown into a bin.
And then I'm curious for the test that you took. What'd you call it, certificate?
Yeah, I never took it though.
Oh.
So I never got the raise.
Because
I just moved on to do social media.
Okay.
So I did the whole training process, and then I never took the test.
Okay, but for this test and the book that you got, did the book look like it was being updated quarterly, or does this thing look like it was ancient since the store had opened?
It was just printed papers, which they had a lot of, but it was updated. Like, it was definitely not old, and it was like talking about the current necklines and stuff that was just popular and what wasn't.
Do you feel like it was useful for like now? That knowledge?
I don't really remember it. I mean, it was like 2 years ago, but yeah, I definitely some things stick with me, like paying attention to wear on a neckline or certain things that, like when it droops, just like random things that you wouldn't necessarily think of before you buy something.
Okay. Is our volume okay? I'm just curious, everyone. I know I talk
really
loud.
Quiet.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm only asking because Lily talks really quiet. So if she needs to be a little bit louder, let us know.
I can talk louder.
Valerie said she wants to see that packet.
Oh, I wish I still had it.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that would be so great if you had it.
I might somewhere.
I'm like, probably one of your old coworkers. No.
One of them might.
Yeah. Okay, so I interrupted you. So you never got the certificate, and then you moved on because you started doing social media.
Yes.
Which is actually another interesting component that, again, she could talk about or make a video on.
Yeah.
Because you were managing the social media accounts for your store. and you've done it for other stores as well.
Yes.
Which that's just like a whole nother video. I don't want to like veer too much over there. Okay, so to kind of get into it, I'm going to start asking you the obvious questions that everybody wants to know. So when people bring things in, I guess one thing, how do you know what to look for? Is there like a sheet in the back room that says, these are the things that we want?
Yes and no. Okay. Usually there's like, there's a printed sheet that's like laminated, that's all official, that talks about what to buy. But for the most part, there's usually like a little sticky note or something that says what they're low on in back stock or what they do not want.
Okay.
So if they're like full of dresses, you aren't supposed to buy a dress unless it's like absolutely perfect and brand new with the tag or whatever. Mm-hmm. But even then, like, you're not supposed to. Okay. They encourage you to buy other things. Yeah. Because if they're full and they don't need it.
Right.
So
what was one thing that would be on that note commonly of the no's? Like, don't buy any more of these.
Probably dresses.
Dresses?
Mm-hmm. Or shirts. It just really depended. It could be like somebody brought in.
Was there a type of dress? Was it like prom dresses?
No, we didn't take prom dresses or any like too formal dresses, but it was mainly just dress. It was like a broad category more. So like we need jackets, we need coats, we need shoes, or we don't need pants. We don't need skirts. We don't need.
And were those, excuse me, was it seasonally or could you buy whenever?
You can buy whenever, but this little sticky note wasn't seasonal. It didn't depend.
Right, but just in general, like.
You can buy it
you had free range?
All season, yeah.
And then, was it free range in general? Now that I'm thinking.
No, I mean, there were guidelines, and a lot of it had to do with, like, what the item was. The biggest thing I'd say is more the style of the shirt rather than if it's Topshop or rather than if it's American Eagle. They care more what it looks like.
Okay.
Because their reach is all kids in high school and middle school and some college, not really, but like young people.
Right.
Who more so just want to buy a cheap shirt.
Right.
Rather than, I don't care that it's Topshop.
And that can vary, I guess, dependent on the buy-sell.
Location of the store.
Yeah, location of store and then the buy-sell trade store because, I mean, there's like, you know, you have like your Plato's Closet, which goes to a younger demographic. You have Clothes Mentor, which I've not been to one, but I've heard is more mature.
Yeah.
I'm like, my stuff would probably do better there. Yeah. Where else is there? Buffalo Exchange.
Buffalo Exchange.
Which, when I think of it, I think of like... Oh, really?
Or like
I think
adults.
trendy. The ones that I'm familiar with, like in Seattle, are pretty like trendy,
really
hipster.
Hip
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. It might be case by case.
Yeah, I don't know.
Coffee breath, sorry. I'm like
good.
talking right now. You're like, yeah.
I didn't notice, I promise.
It's your fault she brought me the coffee.
It's all my fault.
Yeah, so I guess that's one thing because people did ask me, like, how do you decide what to take and maybe more specifically by types of brands or anything like that? The blanket answer you would have is that it can vary, right?
Yeah.
Just depending on... Because the one you worked at was in a suburban area. So you, like a stone's throw from a mall. So
literally.
Yeah, so you were competing with the mall. Yeah. So that's what you guys were looking for, right?
Mall brands, yeah.
Mall brands, because I know I've taken to the location that you've worked at in the past, and they said my stuff was too nice. Which is probably like code for like old lady clothing, but
yeah, there are like a few brands that like people would bring in that you just can't buy. Like you're not supposed to buy Eddie Bauer, or at least you weren't when I worked there. No Loft, Ann Taylor.
Right, which is probably something I would have brought in would have been Loft.
Because 13-year-olds don't want it, and it doesn't sell. So it might sell at a different location because of who shops there, but the age range that shopped at this one, they didn't want it because they couldn't sell it.
Well, and that's what makes sense because that location, I was surprised at, that there were... what maybe lower end mall brands, but that's what sells.
That's what sells.
Right. Okay. So in terms of keeping up with trends, other than like a sticky note in the back room, how did you guys keep up with what people were buying?
Well, again, I don't know if this applies to every location, but at the one I worked at, we had to go to the mall probably because we were so close once a month, and we had a few pages to fill out of what was on trend, what was on the mannequins, what was up on the walls, the colors, all the styles of shoes and purses and shirts, did I already say what was on clearance? Yeah.
Wait, you guys paid attention like to what was on clearance in other stores as a what not to buy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I think, or what to put in clearance in our store.
Yeah.
But yeah, the colors were a big thing. And then we had to go online too, like to Nordstrom.com and find like your favorite thing, go to like the men, see what they were highlighting. Lots of things to see what was on trend.
Yeah.
Like you really had to know.
Did you guys keep like magazines in the back room or up front for people to do?
I think there were magazines up front, but they were just kind of there, I think.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like it, did you ever see like, this is just a random, but like a coworker where you're like, you shouldn't be grabbing, she shouldn't be pulling those items.
Yes.
Or he shouldn't be
And
pulling
then
those items.
you're supposed to be like, don't buy that.
Oh, really? How do you discreetly say that though when the customer's there?
Most of the time the customer isn't there. I mean, sometimes they awkwardly hang out and like watch you and like, that's the worst thing ever. Don't do that. It's so uncomfortable because it's like, we're both humans. Like, this is my job to buy things. It's not a personal thing.
Right.
It's like, don't watch me.
Right.
Yeah. Or sometimes you'd like hold something out to another employee and be like, should I buy this? And you're like, yeah or no.
Yeah. Okay.
Because sometimes when you look through a bag and you're like, oh my gosh, I hate all of this, and then you find an item that's like, oh, I kind of like this.
Yeah.
You're like blindsided by, I really want to buy something, so I don't have to be awkward and say, sorry, we couldn't buy anything. So you just want to buy it to buy something rather than, sorry.
So you're like, I mean, I feel like I've had that happen where somebody's only bought one thing or
Yeah,
like
like,
two
so-
things. Is that a polite thing?
Yeah. Sometimes no. But it's so awful to like check somebody out and be like, thanks so much for bringing this in. Unfortunately, we weren't able to take anything this time.
It's been me.
Sorry. So you like have to ask.
I
Like,
brought
should
it
I
to
buy
you.
this? Maybe. No, I tried. There was only one time in my whole experience working there that I bought everything from somebody.
Wow.
It was all bathing suits, and I ended up knowing the girl when I checked her out, and I was like, "Hi."
Oh, interesting. Did you buy them all? You bought them all because they were
trend.
nice?
Yeah.
Oh.
They were all brand new.
Was it the right time of the year as well, or was it not the right time of the year?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I think it might have been like spring or
going into
winter.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody asked about vintage items. Do you guys? I mean, obviously you're speaking for your location that you worked at. Was there talk of whether you should buy it, not buy it? What was the protocol?
It wasn't ever really talked about. One, we never got it. It was never brought in because I think people just kind of associate the store I worked at with not buying vintage because there are definite buy-sell trade stores that love vintage. So we never got it, but we also wouldn't buy it probably.
What about like vintage streetwear, like Champion, Nike? I mean, maybe when you were there, it wasn't as on trend as it is now.
No.
Yeah.
But probably not because they want what's in the store and has been in the mall.
Yeah.
In the past, I think 1 to 3,
Okay.
1 to 2 years. They have a slogan with that. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if I'm sure they encourage buying it now because it is so on trend.
Sure.
But it's interesting that they do because they have stuck by we want what's been in the mall in the past year to year and a half.
Right. Okay.
So I don't know. But no, we didn't buy vintage.
What about a tagless item? What if something comes in without a tag? But if you think it's cute.
If it's cute and there's nothing wrong with it and it doesn't smell, then yeah.
Okay, and then do you price it less because it doesn't have the tag?
No, we don't get to price.
Okay.
So when you buy stuff, after you go through it all and like offer to pay the people, or it might be before, I don't remember the exact routine.
Yeah.
But you get it and then you go over to the computer and input what the item is.
Oh.
And put like good, great, or perfect, or I don't remember. There were 3 words that you could pick.
Yeah.
Or okay, good, great, I don't know. And it does the pricing based on the brand and the condition. So
wow.
you have no control
so
over
even
what
if
you
it
price
was like
over.
a rare piece,
No.
it wouldn't matter. So that's why some people get amazing deals on some stuff.
Yeah, because if it's just I bought an Isabel Marant, so how you say it, shirt for $6.
Oh, wow.
Granted, they probably didn't know the brand.
Sure.
But I'm sure they just marked the middle one and it was a t-shirt.
Wow.
So $6.
Okay. So, but a tagless item, is there like an
I don't
option for like
know.
unbranded?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
It would just be women's top or women's accessories.
Okay. Which I feel like I've seen
they
women's
have a lot
top
of
on
those.
there before.
Or even if it does have a tag and they don't know it. It's just women's.
What about when somebody brings stuff in and you're just like, what is like when you see that laundry basket of crap come in and that you're just like, yes, or the opposite where you're just like, no, where you don't even have to touch anything and you know the answer.
If it smells, if it has any odor, if it smells like cigarettes, if it smells like it's been worn 100 times and never washed.
Yeah.
A smell is an immediate no because it affects the whole bag and then you can't buy any of it in, even if it's perfect.
Right.
Even if it's like all new tags, all like the best brand.
Yeah.
You aren't allowed, I guess, to take it or buy it in.
Okay.
So then you'd have to say wash it and bring it back.
Okay.
So
I've heard them say that before. That's awkward.
Oh, it's so awkward.
Yeah, it's so awkward.
Like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's not that you smell, but all of this stuff
All
smells.
of the stuff smells. So I'm curious, when it's those occasions where stuff smells, is it ever like resellers that you could tell? Like, did you ever identify that people were resellers?
No, because at the time I had no idea this was the thing.
Okay.
So.
But in hindsight, do you think that there were people?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Also, there was, I don't know if I can like technically say this, but we were in such a mall area. Like there was a mall and then there were like lots of other department stores right near us. And so if there was
suburbia.
Yeah, if there was ever somebody that brought stuff in without a bag or just like a few things and they were all new with tags, you like weren't technically supposed to look through it.
Wait, if it was all new with tags?
If it was all new in like a little amount or like baby clothes because they were like, they stole it.
Yeah,
we
stolen
weren't
merchandise.
in a good area for that, so there was a lot of like, we can't buy stolen.
Yeah.
Or if you like suspect that the stuff is stolen, you're supposed to just be like, sorry, can't take it.
Got it. Did that ever happen? What happened? Did the person get aggressive?
Yeah, she was angry and then she like walked out and my manager called the other buy-sell trade store near us and was like, hey, this
Giving them a heads up.
person might be coming.
Yeah, that could be a thing. That's unfortunate.
It was
okay,
awkward.
so don't bring in small amounts of
Well,
new with tag items.
I guess if it isn't yours, I don't know. Because
No, I
people
mean,
do it
yeah,
all the
it's
time,
right.
but you know, you can kind of tell sometimes on the person of like what you're doing.
Right.
And
Okay.
then you just randomly walk in with like a few.
Sure.
So bring in a bag.
Yeah, bring in a bag. That helps.
Bring in a bag.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So pricing, you touched a little bit on that. So interesting. It
Yeah.
just the computer spits out a price.
Yeah.
Were there ever times where you went to your manager, you're like, no, we actually should. Could you manually change prices or no?
You couldn't manually change them, but like if the tag came off and you reprinted it, you just like guess you're like, oh, this would be like $6 on woman's top.
Got it.
I think.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
That never really happened to me.
Offshoot from that, I know that when I've shopped at thrift stores, a lot of thrift stores, the policy is if there's no tag on it, we don't sell it.
No, that's not a thing.
That's not a thing.
As far as
Did
I
you
know
guys
when I worked
just
there.
make up a price on the spot?
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, but it wasn't necessarily like the best price. It might have been more than what it
Sure.
actually was. 'Cause
Right.
We just like looked at it and guessed.
Okay.
Like, oh, $12. I don't know.
What about marking stuff down? How does that work?
You know, I don't really know because I just don't remember.
Yeah.
But one thing is if something's flawed, you can't bring it up and ask for it cheaper. If it's flawed, their policy is they take it and they donate, or at least my location donated to some children's foundation.
Okay.
And just gave them all the clothes. So there was, when they do a sale, I don't really know what they're putting on sale because
Is it determined, like, is on the tag, was there, like, anything that gave a date of when it
there's
came
a
into the
date
store?
and who bought it is on the tag. So
okay.
that affects it. Like, I think if it's been there like a year or more, that might vary from different locations too.
Yeah.
But yeah, clearance. I don't feel like there ever was a huge selection because we just didn't do it as much. It was
Right.
more like stuff would just sell,
Okay.
and then after like a year, we'd have like a clearance event and
Right.
just put stuff on sale.
Okay. What about, oh my gosh, it just escaped me. Oh, what about, like, wanting first dibs? Somebody asked, do you guys get first dibs?
No, it's so sad.
Oh.
You have to wait 2 or 3 days. I don't remember exactly which one.
Okay.
So something has to be out on the floor for 2 days, which is like,
You know, but
awful.
I mean, if
But
it makes you
yeah.
feel better, I know that that's the policy with Value Village.
Yeah.
Also.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they have to
Interesting.
wait 2 to 3 days.
but
on
then we
their
got
item.
30% off. So if it was still there,
That's pretty good.
which was great when shirts were like $8.
Did you ever get, like, a bigger discount, like at the holidays or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
I know, that was disappointing. I didn't work there that long though. I don't think I actually worked there my last day, because at the time when I finished, I was just doing social media, so like I set my own schedule, so I like made my last day Thanksgiving. But I don't think they do. They might do like a Christmas bonus for like
Gotcha.
managers and key holders. But
Okay, well, not you.
No.
That's all that matters.
I didn't get one. That wasn't special.
Okay, so you said, I did have a question about, like, what happened with the clothing that didn't sell. So you said it went to an organization.
They took it to
Did
an
you guys
organization.
accept, like, I know that some buy-sell trade stores, you know, you can bring your stuff in, they'll look through it, and then the stuff that they don't want, in my experience, some buy-sell trade stores will say, we'll donate the rest of the stuff.
No.
Okay, so you guys didn't.
Yeah, no, that was
No.
a big thing. People are always like, well, can you just donate the rest? And
Sure.
It's like, no.
Gotcha.
And there was something like we could go through it and the bag could sit there for 3 days. And if the person didn't come back to get it, it all had to be donated. Like we couldn't keep.
Oh.
Yeah, we had to donate it all.
Even the stuff you
Even
wanted
the
to
stuff
keep.
we wanted because we
Wow.
didn't pay them.
Gotcha.
Which I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
It's not my world, but I don't know why that was a thing.
Okay, what about, this is just a random fun one, but did you ever find money in clothes?
No.
Oh.
I know. I'm sure people did.
Yeah.
But technically at our store, again, I don't know, we weren't in the greatest location.
Yeah.
But when you go through the stuff that you're buying, you had to pat the pockets to make sure there were no needles.
Anything? Oh, yeah. Sure.
Or anything else, I guess, that could harm you.
Right.
But you had to pat before you, and you weren't really supposed to stick your hands in the pockets. So that always freaked me out. So I was like, I don't care if there's money in there, I don't want to die.
Did you ever find anything weird?
An insulin bottle.
Oh, well, that's normal.
Yeah.
Ish.
I think that's the most crazy thing.
Yeah.
Or like receipts. It was never that interesting.
Chapstick.
Yeah.
Chapstick, receipt. I mean, like, that's what I find all the time.
Receipts, washed.
Bobby pins, hair ties. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything ever cool.
Oh, that's a bummer. I once, I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I was talking to a Value Village employee, and they said that an employee who was working in the back, who was sorting through stuff, had found, they were going through items, and they found this men's vest. You know, they open it up to like check the item sometimes, and the guy opened it up, and there was $7,000 in cash. Yeah.
Here?
Not in my house.
But like in this state?
In this state, yes. Yeah. At like one that's just right by us. So he had found $7,000 in cash.
I wish.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess if you report found money as an employee at Value Village or this Value Village, you get to keep half of it. Yeah. Because as opposed to stealing all $7,000, you reported it.
So then what do they do? Do they consider it income? Like what do they?
Yeah, I'm sure it gets reported as income.
Yeah,
like a bonus probably, and then the other 3,500 of it went to
that person.
Well, Value Village. Went back to Value Village. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? $7,000. So fingers crossed for that to happen. Okay, that's why I wanted to ask about that.
Yeah, I wish.
Okay, so what tips do you have for resellers when they're taking in their items? Now having the perspective of having worked there, and then you're a reseller yourself. Do you take your stuff there?
Yeah, if it doesn't sell and I get bored of it, wash it. Make sure there's no smell. Even if you don't smell it, just wash it.
Okay.
Bring it in again, and then bring it in again, and just keep bringing it in.
Oh.
Because as much as we wish we could say we all buy the exact same thing, everybody's opinion on things slightly differ. So I may love a shirt and she may hate it.
True.
So then I'll buy it and she won't.
Yeah.
So bring it in 100 times. Just leave it in your car. Take it to other locations. Keep adding stuff to don't bring in like the exact same bag. Not that I guess they'd care, but then you might get the same person and they'd be like, I already went through this.
Right. Like when you say bring it in again, like if you went Monday, go Thursday. Possibly? Because, I mean, I think a lot of times as resellers, when we're bringing stuff in, we're already kind of like, I want this stuff gone.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't want to wait, like, I bring it in January and then I bring it in February.
No, I'd wait a little longer than that.
Like Monday through Thursday or January to February?
Monday through Thursday.
So bring it in the first week of January and then wait till the 3rd?
Yeah,
give it a couple
or
weeks?
Skip a week.
Okay.
I don't know, or bring it in every day. I mean, it just depends on who's buying.
Right.
And then on that note, call and ask what they're buying. Because even if you have all the best stuff, as I think I said earlier, it all depends on what they have in their back stock. If it's full, they just won't take it. It could
and
be
would
the
people
best
call
item.
you guys?
Yeah, they'd be like, what are the buy needs?
Oh, okay. I've never thought to call.
Always call. I call when I bring stuff in because I'm like, I'm not going to waste my time and have you guys buy nothing. Which, I mean, that they can't guarantee that they'll take it.
Right.
And don't call and ask about a specific item because we can't say.
Sure.
You can't see it. We're like, oh, what do you take this Kate Spade purse?
Right.
It's like, well,
what does it look like?
It's in great condition.
Yeah.
So just ask what their buy needs are, and then I leave it in the trunk. And then every time I go, I just bring something new.
Okay.
Or like add a shirt, and then they're like, oh, this is new.
Okay.
But I say call ahead is the biggest thing, because that's how you know what they want. And honestly, like shop there, or don't necessarily shop, but like look through and see what they're buying, and like the styles they're buying and what they're pricing it at.
Yeah.
Because maybe you just don't want to sell it there. You know, like sometimes if you have a $100 shirt, they say that pricing is they sell their item at 70% off of retail, and then you get a third of it. So if you bring in a $100 shirt and they sell it for $30, you get $10. So when you realize that, it's kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
You know, I had one person, I didn't check them out or go through their buy, but one of my not employees, one of my coworkers did, and they brought in so much, and I think they paid her like $230, and that's like so not a lot of money. I mean, it is when you get it, but like she brought in so much stuff, and we took so much of it, and you got a third of the price. Right. So, I mean, it gets out of your hand.
Right. And well, and if you're not, well, for somebody who's not a reseller,
then just
$230 is exciting.
A ton. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay, so wash your stuff, call ahead.
Bring it in again.
Take
it to another location.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend ask a question around the fact of I always fold my stuff when I bring it in, and then when I get it back, it's all thrown in the bag. Yeah. Which you're supposed to do. Right. It doesn't matter if the person who brought it in has it all nicely folded. You have to fully unfold it, flip it over, look it around. Okay. And you're not supposed to spend the time refolding it because there's always buys behind it. Yeah, totally. And if you spent the extra 10 seconds to fold 100 items.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So sorry if you get your stuff back and it's wrinkled.
But, I mean, does folding it, do you feel like that helped? I mean, how much effort should somebody put into presentation when they're bringing it in?
I don't really know. I mean, I always preferred when it was folded because it was like, oh, they actually care about their stuff. Maybe it's in better condition than if it's just thrown in a bag. Sure. But it's also like, people don't think that way and just bring their stuff in, thrown in a bag, and it's fine. Yeah. Okay. So, fold it if you want it, don't fold it if you don't want it. Right. I don't really think that affects it.
Okay, what about like sourcing tips? Do you have any sourcing tips for people going to buy sell trade stores?
Always go to their sales section if they have it. Always go to their sales that they like post about and have. Follow them on social media because that's when they announce stuff. Go back, not necessarily multiple times a week because I know everybody doesn't have that kind of time, but as often as you can, even if you just look through one rack, you'll see the new stuff, and there's no way to tell what's new necessarily unless you know how to read the tag, which I would tell you, but I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's like month, day, year. Sure. Or something like that. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to source there, I think, in my opinion, unless you know what you're looking for and know that they're not going to know a brand.
Right. I mean, and so it's like shopping at a regular thrift. You're just banking on finding a brand that they're not aware of that you are.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we do the same thing as them. We buy stuff to sell it for hire. Right. So they kind of know what they're doing. Oh, it's low battery.
Oh, sorry. Sorry if it hiccuped. I got low power mode.
Yeah. So they know exactly what they're doing. And they sometimes just don't price stuff high because then it won't sell for them. So like that Isabel Marant shirt that I said earlier, they might have just put it at $6 because they knew some kid would buy it at $6.
I'm surprised they even took it.
I am too.
Yeah.
They're like trying to get trendy.
Dabble.
But yeah, they price stuff low because kids shop there and it sells. They buy what sells and price it at how it's going to sell.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me see if there's any questions.
So like when you think of it from a business standpoint, they're taking the risk by paying you. So I know it's like such a bummer when you take stuff in and they don't take very much or don't pay you a lot. But then you have to think about it from they now have all these items that they have to store, hang, and keep until it sells. And if it doesn't sell or goes to the clearance or a clearance event that they have, they lost the money. So from a business point of view, it's exactly what resellers do. Right. But they have a lot more fees of like a store, employees, so on and so forth.
Okay. Valerie had asked if resellers got paid out less.
No.
But it sounds like no. Because, I mean, not at the store that you worked at.
Yeah, no, I don't think they can tell really.
And I would imagine that any of those buy-sell trade stores that are franchised, like, a Clothes Mentor is a franchise, Plato's Closet is a franchise, Buffalo Exchange might be.
Other states, so yeah.
Yeah, I would think that the payout structure is pretty similar.
Probably.
That it's just all in a computer database.
Yeah, and I don't want to say they don't care if they don't price it that high, but they're making money off of it. Right. So if it sells, they made money. Okay. I don't think they're doing it to make $150 on a $200 shirt. I think they just want it to move and sell and buy more. Right. And their reach is to kids. 13 to 26, I think, is the age range they tell you to keep in mind as you're buying. Like, you're not buying for a 46-year-old woman. You're not buying for a toddler. They don't take, or at least mine didn't take, youth sizes. Right. So you get a lot of people that are like, well, these shorts are brand new. And I'm like, well, they're size 1, and I can't take junior sizing.
So no junior sizing at all?
I think some people like do it anyway, but you're not supposed to. You're
Got
supposed to. It's a woman's sizing.
Because like, what about Abercrombie? Does that have junior sizing or is that
I think
women's
it's
sizing?
just
Is it
I don't remember.
like
Can't.
is it 137 or 57 or is it 0? Anyways,
I don't know.
I just think of that.
I think some take junior. I think maybe you can take junior, but you can't take like kids. I don't remember.
Was
Call
there
and ask. They'll
was
tell
there a
you.
brand that somebody asked if there's like brands that are always yeses? Was there a brand that you were just like, yep?
No, because it depended on condition.
Oh, okay.
So even if it was new tags but had like a little cut or something, no. I mean, there were a lot of brands that we get like excited for, like Zara, Topshop,
Right.
Pink, whatever was in, but it definitely mattered on condition
Okay.
and style,
Okay.
technically. But a lot of people would be like, oh my gosh, well, it's this brand, but it's ugly. I'm gonna buy it. And I'm like, okay, whatever works.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions that we didn't ask or answer? I guess while we wait for that, if there are any, do you want to talk about, maybe give a couple tips on your social media that you used to do for the store?
Yeah. Do I have any?
Give a little sampler of what they could expect from you.
Yeah, so when I did their social media, I was obviously doing it for a brand and a store and an actual location. So we did a lot of the comment to holds, which I don't know if other fitness closets do. I think they do. But a lot of it was comment to hold, and this is like what's new in, like come check out our new rack, or you'd post something and be like no holds, just first come, first serve, which was always interesting. Like you'd actually get people that came.
Have you
in
thought
30
about doing
minutes.
that as a reseller yourself with your own Instagram page?
Yeah, I don't sell much on my Instagram page because I'd rather it be
Through a platform?
me
Or
on
what?
Instagram and
Oh.
selling through a platform. I've debated making a have people have their store as an Instagram page.
Yeah.
But then that's just one more thing, and then I have to figure out PayPal, and we'll get there after I figure out eBay. Okay, it's the next step. I just really tried to make everything cohesive, and have an aesthetic and make it simple but like eye-catching. I gained them like 5,000 or 6,000 followers in 6 months, which as someone who'd never really done that,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, they had like maybe they had 1,000 or a little under 1,000, and I got them like over like 6.5 or something like that.
So you think aesthetic? What about like hashtags?
And I didn't use any.
Oh,
I know, it was all
look
very.
at you.
We did a lot of. Well, there was a big thing. It was you get 10% off your purchase if you follow us on Instagram.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was a big part of it.
Sure.
But
But people have to find that to be able
yeah.
to. Yeah.
Oh, I made a cute hashtag that we put in the dressing room on the mirrors. Hashtag, what was it? I think like pose for Play-Dohs, which was super cute, and everybody really liked it. And then there'd be like a monthly winner
Oh,
of
okay.
who like posted a picture with
Yeah.
the hashtag, and then you'd either go on the story or the feed or whatever if it.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, post your outfits of the day and tag us with this hashtag and for a chance to be reposted. So a lot of that. I think you can learn a lot from other brand social media. And I don't necessarily mean like Forever 21 or Nordstrom, but like those cute little boutiques that are local, or there's a lot of like Instagram stores, like those Australian boutiques. Just like look
yeah.
at what they post because
Okay.
they get all the followers. And it's like, why are you following
Yeah.
this? And it's like, well, because I just really like what they post.
Yeah. So who do you have people that you like?
Not off the top of my head, but the one that I would look at a lot when I worked there was like Princess Polly, because it was
I feel like I've
super
heard of that.
trendy. Yeah, everybody really liked
Is that
it.
a girl? Or
It's
no?
a store. I don't know. I mean, yeah,
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
it's a girl, but it's just a store, and they just had a really cute
Yeah,
Instagram.
Princess St. Polly.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so they have a cool.
I learned a lot just by, and like Urban Outfitters was a cool one of like how to take. That's like just how to take the pictures. Like look at what they post because they're marketing clothes and you want to market clothes. So look at how other stores market their clothes. That was
Okay.
like how I learned how to do everything, because I just would sit in the back and like be on Pinterest and look on Instagram at what other Instagrams had, or what their pictures, which pictures got the most likes and comments, because that's what would get the most likes and comments on mine because it was trending. So you just kind of have to like do your research and like explore, which I had so much fun with it, and I got paid to do it, so like
Right.
it was fun to just sit in the back and be on Pinterest, and I did a lot of it at home and got paid.
Sure.
Had a really cool little setup when I worked there. It was great.
Yeah.
Like I only had to go in once or twice a week for like 3 or 4 hours. Or, like,
Perfect. And do social media.
Yeah, take pictures.
You get
know.
unpaid to do that at
I
home
know.
now.
Yeah, right. And I had a key because I had done dressing rooms, but I didn't carry it with me, so like I'd get asked by customers like, oh, can you let me in? And I'm like, oh, let me go get another employee who has a key. I'm busy. I didn't say that. I mean, half the time I got my key and would help them, but I was like, oh yeah. It was always funny. I was like, well, I'm not working, so.
Sorry, I'm the social media person.
Busy.
That's hilarious. Okay, somebody asked, is it easy? Well, I think you kind of answered this a little bit, but they said, is it easy to spot resellers in buy-sell stores, especially since they are trying to sell stale inventory?
No. At least from my perspective, no. Because I
think it would be hard to know.
Unless they're bringing in like extra small, small, medium, large, extra large.
Yeah.
But like that's not what you paid attention to because you'd buy all sizes.
Yeah. What about when somebody was checking out, like when somebody was buying inventory, like they were sourcing it? Did you ever?
No, because I felt like a lot of it was like moms. So they probably were resellers and I just didn't know this was a thing yet. They were just like, oh, this is for my kids. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm just checking you out.
Right.
Like, I don't think we really looked at what the sizes were.
Got it.
If there was a shirt that was in your size and you wanted it, you'd be like, oh, that was cute.
Sure.
Like, I wanted to buy that.
Right.
But there was no, why are you getting random sizes? I don't think they care.
I will say, I did get asked once.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
At the one I worked at?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
By who, do you remember?
No, not necessarily. I mean,
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, so I was buying a lot of stuff. Was I buying or selling?
I guess if you bought a ton, we were probably like, why do you need all those clothes?
Yeah, no, I bought a ton, and it was all sorts of random stuff. And the gal was like, who is this for?
And you're like,
and it was when I was
everybody.
like newer to reselling.
Oh.
And so instead of just being confident and being like, I resell clothing, which is fine. I think that's actually a fine thing to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But instead I lied and I was like, I have lots of siblings. Or something like that, or I have lots of family. And the girl was like, wow, that's so nice of you. And
I'm like, I know.
So, sorry, I just got a notification. But, yeah, but I think, I don't know, would it have bothered you or your coworkers to hear somebody say, I'm a clothing reseller?
I don't know. It might have like left a bad taste in your mouth because it was like, well.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe because I do it now, so now I envision everybody like hates what we do.
I know. I think
like,
everybody
oh
feels that way. Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think I would have cared at the time because I just worked. I was an employee at a store.
Right.
And I sold stuff.
Right.
So I don't really care who bought it or why they bought it.
Right.
As long as
you were getting paid, they were getting paid.
It was fine for
Everybody
me.
was making money. Yeah.
I'm sure the manager might have been like, but then again, they're buying what sells for their age range of people who shop there.
And the point is to move it.
The point is to make money and have it sell.
Right.
So I don't think they really care. They're like, the financial risk is gone. I made money.
Right.
Let's buy more stuff.
Yeah, totally. And I think also, when I used to source at Value Village, well, I used to in general when I first started reselling, as everybody does, you're just worried and panicked that the employees are going to know that you're a reseller.
I know.
But then I got my reseller's permit, which means that in the state of Washington, you don't pay tax because you have a reseller's permit. And I have to show that at some point when I'm checking out. But then I realized that it's actually like totally normal. And at least here in Washington State, they keep all the reseller permits on file. So you can just bring in a copy of your permit. And they have a binder full of reseller permits.
I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, so it's like not this big thing. And then in fact, you start to build a rapport with the employees because they're like, hey, how's it going?
Interesting.
Yeah, like I would have people who'd be like, oh, let's grab the binder or whatever. Yeah, they didn't care.
Wow.
Because they have, and I know somebody who has a family member who works at Value Village. I mean, they are processing so many items back there. The odds, they're trying to find items that have higher value, but
they don't really care.
They don't really care. And it's hard for them to tell because there's so many brands. I think that's why as resellers, haul videos can be great because you're always like learning about a new brand, what's hot now. And it's changing, right? Because it's like, well, maybe a year or 2 years ago when Miss Me jeans weren't as well known. And now they are. Okay, yeah, sure, the value of them has gone down, but we've learned a new denim brand, you know what I mean, in that time. So, anyways, which for us, I think is easier to keep up with, but when you're a 18-year-old boy who processes 7,000 items in the back room of a Value Village and you're supposed to care. You don't really care. I mean, that's just the truth of it. You don't really care. And they don't know because, you'll go in there and you'll be like, Ann Taylor loft dressed, $40, you know?
Yeah.
And then
Or
Isabel
there'll be,
Marant,
like, a Madewell
$6.
shirt and then another Madewell shirt, and they're like $7
Right,
different.
exactly.
Like,
right. You're like, why was this? Okay, well, I'll get the $3 one.
do you, if that ever happens to you, do you say, hi, like, I found this Madewell shirt and then I found this one, and can we get them price matched?
I think I did one time because I found something that was literally 2 identical items.
And they're different?
Yeah, I think they were the exact same size. It was whatever. It was, say it was like a dress, and they were both mediums. And I went up and I was like, hi, this one's $3 and this one's $10. And no, they don't.
Oh, they always did it for me.
Oh.
Well, probably not always, but I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd had them do it often. But I
Really?
say that
Oh,
because in Boston,
Tip.
yeah, always ask. But in Boston,
Yeah.
my friend lives there and she tried to do it and they were like, no. But they have set
Yeah.
pricing. So all shirts are $3.99.
And this was at like a Value Village or a Goodwill?
Goodwill, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she was like, this has a stain. Can you lower the price? And they're like, no.
That may, oh.
'Cause it's
I was
set
going to
pricing.
say if it was like defective in some way, I would ask for
Yeah, they
a
don't do it.
discount. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about that, it may not have been at a thrift store. I think it was at a Ross. I found 2 identical items. And the reason that
random.
and the reason that, well, you know, I mean, like
Yeah, same
multiple
thing.
quantities of at a Ross is like not too unusual.
No.
Like, you know, finding 2 of the same shoes or whatever. When I asked, the reason they told me that they wouldn't price match it to the lower price is because it was dependent on when the item came in and was processed.
I get that too.
Yeah, which that makes sense. So
Yeah, there were some really cute Jeffrey Campbell booties, and they were like $17. Which,
Yeah.
if you were just shopping and you found that, that's a great price.
Right.
But I was like, can you lower this? And
Sure.
she was like, no, because they were bought in today.
right.
And I was like, but like you would sell them today too if you just lowered the price.
You're like, you can have 17 now, or you can
Yeah.
wait 2 weeks and get 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
they don't always do it, but a lot of the time they have to call a manager over, and then it's like a big deal. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, just lower the shirt. Like,
Right. Well, I'm a firm believer in general in life that everything's worth asking.
yes, you are.
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah.
Especially at a thrift store where I mean, they're getting, you know, assuming all that inventory they get is free,
Yeah.
everything's negotiable. I would always, you know, ask for a discount. Do you have a
Yeah, I did.
savings program?
I was brave when I thought of you. I asked
Oh.
because it was my birthday like 3 months ago, but I went in like a week or so or 2 weeks after my birthday, and I don't even know what their birthday thing is, but
Yeah.
I asked like how long or when does your birthday
Program? Did they have like a discount or
yeah
something?
when does your birthday discount expire? And she was like, well, it has to be used the day of. And I was like, oh, okay, well, never mind.
Right.
And then she's like, well, when was your birthday? And I was like, January 22nd. And
Yeah.
she was like, oh, okay, well, I can't do anything, but I'll give you 20% off. And I was like, okay.
Fine. What was the other
Here's my
discount?
arm. I don't even know if I didn't even know the
She was
date
like,
of
it was
birthday thing.
25. Sorry.
I'm like, oh shoot. But yeah, I got 20% off just because I asked.
Right.
Which like I almost didn't because I was like, my birthday was like 2 weeks ago.
Right. Yeah, I think
then I asked, I was
everything in life is negotiable. I think it was Susie Orman, to quote Susie Orman. She said everything over 1,000 is negotiable, and I say everything over $1.
Yeah.
Or I don't know,
I mean,
everything
it's
in
worth
general.
asking.
Yeah, I think
You never
everything's worth
know.
asking. Yeah, especially at thrift stores where literally the whole place is negotiable in itself.
Yeah.
That's what they're built on. Okay, let me just see if
Absolutely.
there's any other questions. Somebody asked, do I prefer buy, sell, trade, or ThreadUp? Right now, I'm kind of dabbling with ThreadUp, so I'm new to it. I don't know that I'm the best person to talk about it. I mean, I've used ThreadUp as a platform since like 2011 or 2012, like fairly early on.
Really?
Yeah, it was really cool. Back in the day, the CEO at the time used to send like his business card with a cell phone number on it, and you could like if you had a problem.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was way back in the day. But anyways, I used to be a buyer on ThreadUp just for children's clothing for my son, and then when I worked at my, job, career, whatever, corporate job, I would buy clothes for myself there. Now I've started selling a little bit more frequently because I shop at the bins and my costs are really low. I am liking it so far. One thing I'm noticing is that I send in a lot of new with tag items. So before, when I used to shop at the bins and I would see new with tag items, I would only pick them up if it was a brand that I felt comfortable selling or I wanted to sell. But now I'm picking it all up because
Interesting.
because I think they have been taking it all, I believe, from what I'm remembering. They have been taking all of my new with tag items because for them it's a leg up. Their platform is pre-owned clothing.
That's
so for
true.
them to have a new with tag item to sell on their platform is actually kind of special. So so that's just a tip if you shop at the bins. You know, I don't know that ThreadUp makes sense if your cost of goods is high because the payout is just not always there. I got, like, for instance, I sent in recently this, I don't know if it's Morona or whatever, it was like a Target brand, gingham little tank, camisole tank thingy or whatever. They processed it. It sold real quick for $11.99 on the site. And then my payout for that was maybe like, I don't know what it was, like 60 or 70 cents, which is not very high. Now you have to keep in mind the thing was really lightweight, probably only cost me like 10 or 20 cents. So did I make money on it? Yes. However, if you had paid $1 for that, it would not have made sense. And even if, you know, I couldn't have asked more than like, you can adjust the prices, but I couldn't have asked more than like, it sold at $11.99. But even if I had priced it at $9.99, the percentage I would have gotten paid out still only would have been maybe close to $1.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great place if your cost of goods is very low and you can sell in high volume to ThreadUp. I think it makes sense.
I don't like that you don't get stuff back. Because do you write it down when you send stuff in so you remember what they took?
I don't because I'm unorganized, but our friend Ty, she does.
She does? Okay.
She does.
She knows what they...
Yeah, so she knows what they've taken. She made herself like this little list. And she like texted me the other day. I was like, is that your list? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh,
that's
cool.
smart because I always feel like I send stuff in. I'm like, I have no idea how much you took.
Right.
Because I just don't remember what I sent in.
Yeah, I'm not really organized. And a lot of the stuff that I've been sending is just stuff that I want to clear out.
Yeah.
If you do participate in their ThreadUp Lux program, you will get your stuff back.
I tried, or I signed up or whatever.
Yeah, so you do have to include some ThreadUp Lux eligible pieces. If they take them, obviously they'll keep those, but they'll send you all your stuff back.
That's nice.
So that's kind of the benefit of the program. So, yeah. Okay. Would you say?
I can't read that so far away.
Yeah. Oh, somebody said game changer. We have a reseller permit. Yes, in the state of Washington, we do have a reseller permit.
Oh, do you know if it's everywhere else?
I think other states do have them.
Interesting.
So you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay sales tax. So that's the benefit of it. What else? Would you say we should take in a small amount or a bunch to sell at one time? I worry if I take in too much, it will just be skimmed over. Yeah, that's a great question.
So some locations actually have like a rule. Like they're like 2 bags maximum, which one of the ones near us actually just implemented that. They were like, because it just takes so long, and I don't know if there's another reason of why, but their counter space in the back isn't that big. So if like 10 people bring in 3 or 4 bags, there is nowhere to put them. So they've started being like 2 maximum, and I think it's any like grocery bag or
those TJ Maxx?
Yeah, like 2 TJ Maxx reusable bags, or probably IKEA bags or bins or whatever you want to bring it in. But I don't want to say the less is better because I don't think that's necessarily true.
Yeah.
But maybe like do 2 in a week. Well, yeah. See, I don't know. I
mean, makes sense.
Go through what you're bringing in. Don't clean out your closet and be like, this is an old high school T-shirt. I'll just throw it in there and
so be intentional with what you're bringing.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously they're not going to take an ASU football T-shirt, or I mean, I guess they might. I don't know where you live, but like, be intentional with what you bring in because they aren't going to take everything, and it does take a lot of time to go through it. Sure. So the less you bring in, the quicker it'll be done. Okay. I guess.
Okay. What about for shoes? Sorry, I'm just like randomly thinking this now.
The same. Oh, what was it? What was you aren't allowed to take anything that has toe marks because it's sweat. Oh. Yeah, so you get a lot of cute shoes and they'd have toe marks.
Got it.
Which is, you know, like,
I mean, it's
nobody wants to buy it.
Right.
So they buy.
They do on eBay.
Yeah, but not
at not in a store where you're. Yeah, I get that. Okay. What about accessories?
We didn't get that many. I mean, there's a lot there now. I don't know. Accessories were always harder because I didn't wear a lot, so I never really knew what was like on trend. But a lot weren't brought in, and if they were in just like a little Ziploc bag.
But like, what about handbags? Sorry, throwing that in too.
Oh. Same thing. I mean, if there's a lot of wear on the inside or outside, they're not going to take it.
And were you guys only looking for like designer?
No, they did a lot of like Forever 21 or random. As long as the bag was cute. Okay. If the bag is cute and they think it's going to sell, they're going to buy it.
Okay.
But I got one question when I asked people for everyone. They were like, do designer items get their own section? And I was like, purses do, at least at these 2 stores that I'm thinking of. Purses get their own section, but like shirts and shoes, as far as I know, are just mixed in.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
And like some at one of the locations near us is more like a luxury area, and they get a lot of like real nice bags, and they have them all up displayed behind the counter. So
Okay.
some get their own little area to shine.
And what about, somebody asked about the brand tags. Like, how recent should the clothing we bring in? Like, you know, I mean, I can think of like 40, well, not 40, but a million different ways Free People tags can look.
Free People was a hard one because my store didn't get it a lot. They do now, but Free People, they kind of just bought in whatever unless it was really ugly. But in terms of tags, technically it's supposed to be what was in the mall in the last year to year and a half.
Okay.
So the most
So it does
current
matter.
tag, it matters, but I wouldn't hold it against an employee if they just didn't know that the tag wasn't new. I mean, you're supposed to know, I guess.
Right.
You're supposed to like look, but
Right.
I mean, nobody's perfect. And if the shirt is really, really cute and it's
Got it.
sells.
So there's exceptions to it. However,
yeah,
majority
but
of the time.
technically, I'd say
Okay, so within
to
a year.
and a half.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. Somebody asked me if I would do a video on reseller permit. I mean, I could. I have to look into it a little bit more myself. My dad did help me get my reseller permit, and we were trying to help you get yours.
I never.
Oh, okay.
Never really fulfilled that. I'm working on it.
Yeah, because
The tab is still open. You just have to finish.
Oh my gosh, isn't that the worst when the tab is like open for forever?
It's just sitting there.
And then sometimes you click over and it's like expired.
And I'm like, what was this page for?
Right, exactly. And you're like, oh, I don't remember my login info
Yeah,
anymore.
that's my issue.
Yeah, it's because you still needed to set up your business license.
A lot of things.
Yeah,
I have
there's
long
a few
list.
different things for Washington State. You do need to set up like a business license. And then I think after you get your business license, you can get your reseller's permit. And it only costs like $10 for the reseller's permit. And I want to say it's good for...
Oh, it expires?
It does expire. You do have to re-up it every X amount of years.
Then anybody could just do it.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, it's sometime between 2 to 5 years. But, you know, for $10, I mean,
Yeah.
that's nothing. And with that said, unfortunately, I'll out them here on my YouTube channel. All thrift stores are supposed to accept them. However, Goodwill does not here in Washington State. And actually...
Any or just the bins?
No, all of them.
That's not...
Yeah, they're supposed to. Yeah. I did technically contact the state attorney general here in Washington.
Look at you.
I
You're
know.
so done.
Well, because...
Yeah.
Because they're charging me sales tax, and then I'm required through the state of Washington to charge my customers sales tax because I have to pay sales
How do you do
tax.
that on Poshmark?
Well, that's a whole nother animal. But so on eBay, you can charge your customers sales tax.
Oh, yeah, I need to do that.
So, well, now actually eBay is collecting sales tax. Oh gosh, this is like, this
Oh,
is
no.
another video. But anyways,
Overwhelmed.
I did contact the state attorney general and I let them know about it, and they wrote back to me and they said, actually, you're right, you are correct.
Wow.
We will contact Goodwill and we'll let you know what happens. However, they might not respond, and that might be the end of it. Like, that's what the state attorney general told me, not in those words.
Can they just
Yeah, exactly.
ignore it?
So then I got a follow-up, and it was like, we never heard back from them, and then the story kind of died. I didn't pursue it any further because, frankly, I don't want to be blackballed from Goodwill.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd like to continue to shop there, but technically we aren't supposed to be paying sales tax here in the state of Washington.
Interesting. I wonder if all of their employees know that, like if they sent out a memo, or if it's like you'll get lucky one day and they'll be like, oh, okay.
I mean, when I've asked, they say, no, we don't accept resellers permits. If an employee has worked there long enough, they're probably familiar with the question. I have had some people like call managers and stuff like that. I've given up at this point. I don't bother asking them because it's just
I don't
like,
go in there much anyway.
yeah, but it is frustrating because you don't need to be paying sales tax in our state. So
And our sales tax is high.
it is. And then here I am charging my customers
So
sales
they're gonna
tax.
get twice.
Right. So sales tax is being technically paid to the state twice. So now that's a problem for the state, technically. Like if we
Yeah.
went to the news stations, we could say,
We have drama.
expose,
Here's
state is
the
collecting
tea.
sales tax
Yeah.
twice. So
Interesting.
somebody said everything buying a ThreadUp rejects box, $350 for 100 purses.
Whoa.
I wouldn't
Whoa.
probably buy that one, but I have purchased a ThreadUp reject box. It was the very first YouTube video I did. And it was like 10 handbags for, I want to say it was like $80 plus the cost of shipping. Mine, I keep getting low power mode. Mine
it's
was,
plugged in.
I know it is plugged in. Mine was a bust. It wasn't that great, and I don't even know if I've sold anything from it. Maybe like one handbag. So, but I know people who've gotten really awesome ones, and that was back when the reject boxes first started. So I don't know if they've gotten better or worse. So
Yeah, I'm too scared.
Yeah.
Like it'll be like it won't work out.
Yeah. I mean, they're fun to watch other people open. It's kind of like going and, gambling.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's fun to watch other people gamble, but when it comes to your own money, you're like,
no thanks.
Can we find a $5 table? I don't want to do the $10 table.
Yeah, I think they charge a lot for them. I
They
don't
do.
know anything about them.
Yeah,
and then
like
$350 for 10 purses.
Right, and that's why Oliver and I
they
do
got
those.
it for free.
Yeah, exactly. So Oliver and I like to do those fun boxes, which, it's just junk in there. And arguably I've sold more from those fun boxes than I have from the handbag one that I purchased. So no, I don't necessarily recommend it. However, if you live in an area where sourcing and inventory or sourcing isn't great for you, then I actually do think it's a good option because you might get some, I don't know, if you don't have a better option. I don't know, why not?
I mean, take advantage of it if it's all you have.
Yeah, exactly. Do you keep notes on sellers in the system at the stores?
No.
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 Because you know how they take down your name and phone number and all that stuff?
Yeah, that's just for like rewards though.
Oh, okay.
As far as I know.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure it like somehow tracks who's shopping there.
Right.
To get like an age range.
I mean, that's just
but no.
From like an HR, because I used to work in human resources, from an HR perspective, that would be really a bad decision, especially for a larger company to put notes about a customer into your system. We've all seen those like memes or whatever where it's like somebody's got a receipt that says something that's terrible about the customer. Have you ever seen that? Oh, like people post like, they got it from a takeout place and it'll say like, rude blonde lady.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but the customer was never meant to see that part of the receipt.
Yeah, that's yikes.
So it is like a liability for an employer. So I would be surprised if people did
I don't think they do.
put that sort of stuff in there because you could get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But okay, so not at your store.
No.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that's maybe all the questions we have. So Lily does have a YouTube channel. Oh wait, does it track the amount of times we sell or just shop? Does it track you?
No. Not that I know of.
Okay.
It tracks
it could.
how much you shop based on the dollar amount you spend, so you get a 20% off or like 33% off.
If there's a rewards program in place, then yes, by default.
It tracks how much you spend, but I don't think there's any weird like science that's tracking what you're buying or what you're doing with it. Once you buy it, and they don't care.
Yeah, because I asked her beforehand, I said, like, I did ask you a question about, like, are they tracking brands that are selling or buying, but not necessarily because they're just, I mean, in terms of what source on the sticky note in the back room, it's like, no dresses.
Yeah.
It's not saying, like, no Ann Taylor Loft dresses.
No, but there are those brands that, I'm sure there was a list of, like, what not to buy.
Right.
But it was all mature, as they said, brands. Ann Taylor, Eddie Bauer.
Right.
Stuff that a 13,
Lands'
yeah,
right.
Stuff that a 13-year-old, 16-year-old isn't gonna want.
Okay.
It wasn't too interesting.
Got it.
Just like,
But then, of course, that could vary. We don't
based
have
on location.
Yeah, we don't have Clothes Mentor in our area, and I've heard that Clothes Mentor does carry more mature brands. So it's probably the flip on that, because I bet at like a Clothes Mentor, maybe they're like no Abercrombie, no Pink,
maybe.
no Zara.
Oh my gosh, Pink was such a big one, and I'm not a Pink fan.
Yeah,
so
but people still love it.
Oh my gosh, they buy so much of it.
Yeah, people love
it
Pink.
sells.
Yeah, it still does. It's alive and well in my store.
It is thriving, and I'm like, really? Still?
Right, I know.
Yeah.
I know. They do have like a big store in our mall.
Yeah, so now, oh my gosh, yeah. The location of the store that I worked at, how it was set up was they had special racks. They had a Zara rack, Pink, new items, spring trends, and then like Nordstrom brands. So they like highlighted better brands, but then again, if you looked through the regular rack, you'd still find those brands. So it's kind of just whatever was on the return rack. They'd be like, oh, this is Zara, it'll go on the Zara rack. Or the employee might not look and just put it back in the shirts if it's in a bundle of shirts. I mean, so like don't only look at that rack.
Okay, that's good to know.
If you want a Zara, like look through it all.
Yeah, because I have seen like there's like the rack that says Lululemon.
Yeah.
But I never thought to look outside of it.
Oh yeah, no. And like half the time customers just put it back random, which I think we all do, but
right.
So you can't rely on just those center highlight racks.
Okay.
Because they don't have everything.
Okay.
They also can't fit everything.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, these are all great tips.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Lily does have a channel. I'm sorry, I don't have it in the description down below because
we had some issues.
But you can find her on Instagram at, is there an underscore in it?
Nope.
It's just currently, the word currently, Lily, Lily, not two L's, it's one L. Currently Lily, she's on Instagram. She probably has her YouTube channel
It's in my link tree.
in there. Otherwise, people can try and attempt to search you.
Yeah, sometimes if you search Currently Lily on YouTube, you find it, and sometimes you don't. I don't know why. We're working on that.
Type in Currently Lily haul video. I bet something will pop up.
Yeah, like Bins haul.
Yeah.
Or if you can't, it's in my Instagram, which is easier to find.
So there's that. You're on Poshmark, and is it just Currently Lily there as well?
It is.
And we did do a URL for you, so it's technically you can try out currentlylily.com and see where that gets you.
Yeah, and then there's like a shop with me or a shop button, and if you click it, it takes you to Poshmark. The rest of the website, just ignore it. I haven't done anything with it, but there should be like somewhere when you look at it, come shop.
Oh,
But
it
ignore-
takes you to a website?
Yeah, it's a.
I thought we redirected it.
I
Okay,
mean, we
anyways.
never finished, so it's like a website.
Okay.
That like looks like it's supposed to be an online store that has like stock photos and generic words. Just look for the shop.
Okay. All right.
And then it'll take you there.
All right. And she just actually put out a video last night,
Yeah.
a week, like a
Week in the life of reseller.
week in the life of a reseller. So if you're looking for content to watch while you're listing or something like that, check that out. And then probably be on the lookout on her channel for more tips and tricks for reselling.
I'll make a whole video.
Yeah,
just
look
on
at this.
everything. I have
Look at
3
this
pages.
list. She's got a huge. You can't see it, but there's a huge
3
list.
pages of like
Yeah,
things
so
that
she's
I
got
thought
stuff
about.
coming up that I think will be really interesting, especially if you do one on photography, because I think people will be
Yeah, I
interested.
didn't think about that.
Yeah, and listen, you've already given a 20-minute speech on it,
I know.
so
I think it was like 30.
yeah,
It was quite stressful.
yeah, it
Worth
was really stressful. Almost as stressful as going live on YouTube.
Almost.
All right, well, thank you so much, guys. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up on your
Yes.
way out. I do appreciate that. Yeah. All right, we'll talk with you later if I can figure out
Bye,
how to
guys.